Now, today's not going to be the hottest day of this hot spell that we're experiencing at the moment, but it is nonetheless going to feel very warm or hot for many of us because there will be so much sunshine around. High pressure firmly in control, keeping things settled for much of the country. There is a frontal system coming over the north of that high, and that's going to bring a fair bit of cloud, perhaps even some drizzly rain to parts of Northern Ireland, and then later that will feed into western parts of Scotland. And ahead of that, a few showery spells across parts of Scotland as well as we go through the afternoon. But away from this, it's looking dry. And even across northern areas where there's a bit more cloud, I'm expecting some brighter spells to develop. But the best of the sunshine, largely clear skies across much of England and Wales. And with that sunshine then, temperatures rising. We're looking at highs of around 28, 29 Celsius, possibly a little bit higher than that, but I think 28, 29 looks about as high as we're going to get today. Meanwhile, further north, it is fresher than this, mid to high teens for many places. But if you do get any of that brightness breaking through, well, it's not going to feel too bad at all. Then as we go through this evening, that frontal system, like I said, pushes away from Northern Ireland and then eventually reaches into western parts of Scotland, not bringing a huge amount of rain, nothing heavy, just a little bit of light drizzly rain across some western parts perhaps. Otherwise, yes, some cloudier conditions around the central belt, borders area, but away from this, a lot of clear skies to be had. But despite the clear skies, it isn't going to turn particularly chilly. In fact, it's going to be a pretty warm night. Many places holding up in the mid to high teens towards the south. Could it be a tropical night? Could it stay above 20 Celsius somewhere? Probably not, but it's not out of the question. And further north, actually, it's going to be a fair bit fresher, single digits for some places here. Then as we go through Thursday, still the influence of that front across some parts of Scotland, Western Scotland in particular, the Outer Hebrides seeing a bit more cloud, some drizzly rain at times. That will later push its way northeastwards, affecting perhaps Orkney and Shetland. Otherwise, though, lots of sunshine on offer yet again. In fact, more sunshine on offer through tomorrow than there will be through today. Some cloud bubbling up in the east, not really seeing that through tomorrow. And so lots of blue skies, lots of sunshine, and with that, temperatures rising. It's looking likely that Thursday will be the first day this year that we see temperatures getting into the 30s Celsius. And for many, it is going to be very warm or hot. Even across parts of Scotland, Northern Ireland, we're looking at temperatures peaking in the mid-20s Celsius. And with that hot weather, do be aware that we do have some very high levels of UV across many places. It's either high or very high for much of the country, just a little bit lower across northern parts where we have that cloud. But at this time of year, with us being so close to the summer solstice, the longest day on Saturday, the sun does have some real strength behind it. So do take care if you're out in it for prolonged periods of time. Then as we go into the weekend, and before that, there is some showery rain affecting western parts on Friday. A spell of showers comes up from the southwest, affecting, well, Devon, Cornwall, maybe into Somerset and across parts of Wales. They could be a bit on their heavy side, but shouldn't cause too many problems. Otherwise, a largely fine day for many places. A few more showers then continuing as we go into Saturday, but it's the temperatures that we really want to know about. And we do have a plume of slightly warmer air coming in, and that's going to lead to a rise in our temperatures even further as we go through into Saturday. I think Saturday now looks like the peak in the temperatures, highs of around 32, 33 Celsius, possibly a little bit higher than that. And then some question marks. I think it's likely that the warmest, hottest air will clear through towards the east as we go into Sunday, but likely to cling on to some eastern parts through Sunday itself. So big question marks as to exactly how hot Sunday is going to be, but I think for most it's going to be starting to turn a bit fresher, but we could still be looking at low to mid 30s for some places towards the east. Thereafter, and some fresher, more changeable weather is on the cards as we go into next week. Find out more about that by watching the 10-day trend with Alex Burkill, which will be available later on. See you soon.